Whale, your regular fix for movies and mayhem. This is episode 34.
Hello. We've all got the same idea. Mine feels really tight on my head. I've got a massive head.
We've never looked so white in our lives. Oh, God. Kev looks
Who's
like
that?
that cool dad.
Isn't
Drew
this
looks
B-boy?
like Fred Durst
It's effective.
nowadays.
Isn't this B-boy though?
You've got the red hat. You're the one that looks like Fred Durst.
I feel like I'm kind of looking like a guy that would show up at a basketball court not knowing what to do.
You look like you supported Trump.
This is a MAGA hat, and I do support Trump. He makes great golf balls as well. And there's actually several in the bushes at the local golf course, which I lost yesterday. So
I'm
quite off.
I'm not from, but my mum's from a place called Girvan on the west coast of Scotland in Ayrshire, and it's about 5 miles up from what's the golf place Trump owns?
Don't know. Trump golf course.
The
God,
Trump course.
after making me look now, it is called
It's
True.
my Kansas City Chiefs hat, actually. But since we're talking about golf, I'm going to mix it up.
Turnberry. It's one of the most famous golf courses in the world in Scotland. My mum was brought up 5 miles from there.
Here you go. Boom.
What hat's that? Oh, that's
Callaway.
We've seen that hat.
I know,
Keep
but
it
you're
up,
talking about golf, so... Soz. Drew's ditched his hat already.
What are we wearing hats for this whole thing?
I don't normally wear hats. Hats
I got this one. I like this one.
I don't think hats suit me.
This one's a little bit too big. I didn't try it on before I bought it. It's like a medium large. I didn't realise they came in like all in different sizes. I just got it because I like the... Well, I'll be honest with you. I saw the Kansas City Chiefs won, and I was like, I'll pick a team that's like good. So I was like...
I think
All I would say is, who needs eyebrows?
I think
Yeah, you look like
or
a
it's your
Make-A-Wish kid.
monobrow. It's your monobrow. It's I think hats
You
are a
like
funny
on
one, man.
dialysis.
I don't normally
Who are
shoot
those
that.
people that put the hats like this, just
Yeah.
floating on top of their heads?
East 17.
That's like a thing. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
it is E17. That's
Pretty
exactly
sure
what
Vanilla
Kev looks
Ice
like.
got involved in a bit of that as well.
Don't
Anyway,
leave me
I
alone
hit my
like this.
quota for rum. I normally
Looks
have
like hit your wife then. I was about to say, whoa, same the platform.
I normally have 4,
You've got the runs, did you say?
but I started early, so I'm gonna have 6. Fuck it.
Did you say you've got the runs?
Rum.
Oh, so you've got the runs. About to say you've been drinking water in Devon.
Schmalk in my hole.
Shmee.
What's wrong with the water in Devon? Devon's
Have you
got
not
this clean
seen?
air.
Have you
Oh,
not seen?
No,
guys,
this is a news thing.
Yeah, there's like bacteria in the water that's making everyone shit.
guys, that reminds me.
They're like,
Of,
you need to boil the tap water before you drink it. Just Google water, like Devon, it will come up.
Drew, what does it remind you? Did you have the shits this morning?
No. There's an amazing film I'm watching with Mark Ruffalo and Anne Hathaway,
About
and it's
diarrhea.
called
The water
Dark
one.
Water, man.
Yeah,
So good.
I've seen that. It's good.
I'm like half an hour in, and it's I love those kind of thrillers.
Ruffalo's been in a couple of really good films. I mean, even taken apart from Poor Things, which is amazing. What was the other one? He was at Spotlight. What about
Spotlight, yeah.
Predators and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Predators and
Now you
Priests.
see me.
well, that's not quite in the same vein as. But yeah, they're doing
They're
a
great
new
movies.
series
Oh.
3. They're doing a 3.
TV series. There's a TV series with Mark Ruffalo called "I Know This Much Is True," and he plays 2 brothers, and he had to film it, I think, a year apart or a few years apart because he puts on all the weight to play one brother and loses it all to play the other.
I don't want to go down Mark Ruffalo hole, but
Mark Ruffalo.
Mark Ruffalo's hole.
Mark Ruffalo's hole.
I don't want to go down Mark Ruffalo's hole.
It's kind of green and smelly. But he's been in some massive films that I didn't realise. I don't remember him in it. Eternal Sunshine of a Spotless Mind.
Oh yeah,
13 going on 30. Collateral with Tom Cruise and Jamie Foxx.
Yeah.
Which is an amazing film. Tom Cruise with grey hair. But he was also in Zodiac.
Yeah.
Shutter Island.
Zodiac's a great one. Is that the one with Don't Tell Me? That's with Jake Gyllenhaal.
And Foxcatcher. Yeah.
That's really good about the Zodiac killer, and it's such a good movie.
Mate, this is the one, though, guys.
Very good.
Fucking hell, it's unbelievable.
That's quite new, isn't it? It's like just before the pandemic that came out.
Yeah, I think so. It's
2019, I'm guessing.
It's Derek Ciaran-France who did Blue Valentine and Place Beyond the Pines.
Oh, 2020.
I like Place Beyond the Pines.
Yeah, it's amazing.
I watched A Place Beyond the Pines 3 days ago.
I think Ryan Gosling's character is so good in that.
Yeah.
He's so good as a serious actor as well, isn't he?
I love watching it because it had the effect we were talking about, like from Dusk to Dawn, that you think it's this type of film, it's a heist film, but it's actually
completely
a vampire.
Twists. Yeah.
It's like a heist film. You think, what's going to happen to this guy? Within, I think it's 50 minutes in, it ends, and there's an hour and 20 with.
Who also was genuinely annoyed when Ryan Gosling's character died, because he was like such a good character, wasn't he?
I was hoping that you'd go to hospital and he'd be on life support, and then we'd fast forward and he'd be fine. And
goes out the window, doesn't he, or something?
Yeah, he gets shot and falls out the window. But the ending of the film, I forgot how good the ending is, because it's not a stereotypical good film in the way that a lot of people don't like it. But it's the fact that you see both the kids grow up. So the cop's kid grow up, and then Ryan Cooper in it. Grow up. And Ryan Gosling's obviously the bad guy in the film, and the cop's obviously the good guy.
They got that money under the mattress, haven't they?
But he becomes corrupt, and his kid's a dickhead. And then at the end of the film, the cop's kid is a dickhead to Ryan Gosling's kid, and Ryan Gosling's kid has a moment where he could kill him. He's got a gun at his face, and he doesn't. He takes the high road and goes off and gets a bike like his dad and goes into the sunset, basically.
So
I loved it.
Well, it's like Sins of the Father, isn't it? That's what I like about it, the kind of spiritual aspect and how it goes deeper. And it's got Ben Mendelsohn when Ryan Gosling's son meets Ben Mendelsohn and he gives him the glasses. He's like, "Yeah, you keep those. He would want you to have those. They look good on you."
Oh, yeah, that hit me a little bit. Like in a film that's not actually meant to be that sentimental, there's little moments where it's men being men and trying not to be, sissy or whatever, and then they just say a word. You go, that's their way of being like nice and emotional.
Isn't it Luke and the Heartthrobs, and that name is like...
Oh yeah, that's what he's called. Luke Glattenberg. Glattenberg?
It's like Luke and the Heartthrobs, isn't it? They're doing that motorbike stuff around the thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because he's called Handsome Luke, isn't he?
Yeah.
That's his name, and he's got Heartthrobs tattooed on his throat.
The only film he's more badass in than that is Drive.
Sorry to interrupt the show. Just a reminder to say we love and appreciate you all for listening to the podcast, whether it's on Spotify, Apple, or Amazon. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, follow, as this really helps us continue to progress and improve the content and keeps us making these fun episodes for you guys. Oh, we're also on these things called Instagram and TikTok. You can follow us there too, as we share short, funny reels on the reg that you can share with friends if you like. Now, back to the mayhem.
I don't think there's anyone more badass in any movie ever than him in Drive, and that's including John Wick, because he is just like terrifying in that movie.
He met Eva Mendes on that film set, and they became sweet.
She said that she saw how he was acting with the kids and kind of fell in love with him because they're acting with the baby and the kids and stuff.
Yeah,
she fell in love with him there. I mean, you can't not fall in love with him. He's a handsome guy, but
he's unbelievable.
I would say his playing of, I can't even remember the character's name. He's called the Kid, isn't he, in Drive? Has he actually got a name?
I can't remember.
Or is it like a layer cake thing where at the end of the film you realise that Matey Boy, the main character, never had a name, and the old thing is called X.
His name is Driver.
Oh shit, man! It's got Bryan Cranston in it as well.
Yeah. Carey Mulligan. Yeah. Oscar Isaac's in that.
What?
That's one of the best
portrayals
of a pure psychopath you'll ever see, I think. When he's in the elevator.
I've got it on my watch list. I've not seen it in years, so I can't remember much about it. But
When he's in the elevator with that woman and he sees the guy's got a gun or something and literally just stamps his head until there's nothing there and just stands there completely calm.
I took a photo the other day. It's on It's on ITV right now, so I'm gonna put it on.
I might watch it
probably-
after this, actually.
gonna put
Did
it on
you know, and
tomorrow.
I think I might have mentioned this before, and it's really sad that you can't find it now, but BBC and Zane Lowe rescored the film. And they had like Biffy Clyro, I think, Bastille, and modern indie bands doing the soundtrack, and it completely changed the movie.
Yeah, I bet.
They completely rescored the whole thing, and it was on BBC for months. And you could probably still find it, but it completely changed the film. Because Cliff Martinez does the soundtrack, doesn't he? He's the guy that always does the Nicholas Winding Refn stuff. Cliff
Oh, I'm not
Martinez.
sure.
I
So
need to
he's the
watch.
guy that does the score for all the that sort of really cool 80s kind of synth stuff they do. Yeah, it's a guy called Cliff Martinez, and he's absolutely amazing.
Which is bizarre when you talk about synthy stuff and what he's used to and the sort of stuff. I think there's lots of connections to Ryan Gosling films because when he's in La La Land, he's so depressed because he's playing synth in a really shitty wedding or poolside band, doesn't he?
Oh yeah.
And Emma Stone takes the piss out of him. He's just there going, "Hate my life," but he's got the colourful sunglasses on like he does in Place Beyond the Pines.
Yeah.
Well, if you think in Drive, there's actually it's one of the biggest films with the littlest dialects. There's so much silence between talking. It's all action.
Yeah,
or
showing any dialogue.
suspense.
We do a thing
So the
then.
music makes it.
Should we actually watch it this week? Because I can't remember it enough to have a proper
I'll
conversation.
watch it in a minute. I love that film. It's one of my favourite films of all time.
He'll watch it in a minute.
I've got it. I will watch it this week. I don't know what day, but I'll watch it this week 100%. And then next week we can talk about Furiosa and Drive and whatever.
Do you want to hear a stupid story about Drive quick? I was so obsessed with that film. You know, we was talking about Mondo art the other week.
Yeah.
They did this really cool poster for Drive. It was all pink with like the sort of black outline of him and all this sort of stuff. And I ordered it online, and I wasn't paying attention at the time, whether I'd had a beer or something or whatever. And I thought it was going to be like A2, A3. No, the opposite. It was about a meter wide and about a meter and a half down.
What's the art called? Monzo.
Mondo.
Where is it?
It was about a meter wide, nearly a meter wide, and over a meter like downwards on the poster. It was absolutely massive.
Which one was it?
The down one. Are you frozen? That's annoying. It's the one where there's like a line through the middle.
Line through the middle?
Yeah, so this one here.
I see. Yeah, that one.
That one there. So I've got that, and it is absolutely ginormous.
Where is it now?
Put it on the wall behind you.
It's basically like it would cover half a door.
Put it on the wall behind you for the podcast, just so you don't even need to be able to recognise it.
Yeah, it's an excellent poster. It's really cool.
Whack it up. Honestly, it'll look sick. Just like with a pink. Just with the fact you'll have pink and neon behind you.
I need to find it first. I haven't had that on a wall for probably like 9 years. It's just somewhere.
Put it up high so like the car's behind you.
It's a really good quality print as well, so it's like all shiny and that. But yeah, I wasn't paying attention. It's absolutely massive.
This is a twist on one of James's favourite films, I think.
Shawshank Redemption.
Hank Redemption. That's fantastic.
Shawshank.
Like cats.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a cat.
Shawshank. Oh,
it's Shawshank Redemption.
Definitely can't be real.
Yeah.
And he's frozen.
We're doing the pausing thing.
And then there was this as well.
Cool. Yeah, he's fine.
That's actually quite funny.
Just
I think get that as a t-shirt, guys.
If you haven't seen this,
you've got to remember it's audio. So whenever you show something, tell us what you're showing us.
Oh,
have you ever seen?
It's a cat. It's a couple of cats for Shawshank Redemption instead of Shawshank Redemption. It's a play on words. And the other one is.
Have you ever seen the video that someone did? It was like working with Jigsaw. Have you ever seen that?
No. What a comedy?
You know the little Jigsaw puppet that like rides the bike.
Yeah.
It's him, but he's like working in an office, and he's like, and the woman sits down at her desk, and he's like, "Would you like to play a game?" And her mouse is covered in like drawing pins and stuff. And she's like, "For fuck's sake!" And there's another one. He's like, "Would you like to play a game?" To this guy, and they're just basically like tons of like windows open on his thing. And it's all like porn sites and stuff. And he's like, the manager's on his way. And it's like so stupid. I'll find it and send it to you. And they're all just like really sick of him. Like, and they're all in the lift at the end of the day. And he's like, hold the lift, wait there. And they're trying to push the button because he's pissing them off. It's so funny. I'll try and find it. I think it's called like Working with Jigsaw. It's the
That sounds
dumbest thing.
genius.
You
Well,
want to
mate,
play
you
a
start-
game? No, I've got these reports to get done before the
It's
end of
just
the
like
day.
all these different like pop-up shops. It's all like porn sites. He's like calling the manager over and stuff. It's like shit. Just trying to. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the woman has like drawing pins or something stuck on her mouse or something stupid like that. It's
Well, mate, you
So
star
dumb.
in our version of Jigsaw for the quiz time.
quiz time. What quiz
Have
time?
you seen it? Have you seen
I
it
was
yet?
going to say, we have to tell him because I don't think he watches anything.
Yeah, I don't think he does. Have you seen it yet, dude? You know the girl that's trapped with the bear trap.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've digitally removed her face and put yours in it.
Did you really?
Yeah, it's really cool though.
That's so rude.
I will. I didn't send it
It
to
all
James
feature
because
in
I
his
thought he would see it naturally and it would be cool. But I think he's seen it. I think he's playing with me. But I'll send
I
it to
haven't
him.
seen it. I thought you were going to say something else. I didn't know what you were going to say.
Well, it's on your phone now, so you can check that after we finish.
I want to play a game. Now the game's simple. It's time for fingers on buzzers.
It's fucking cool. When you're saying before, we haven't even started the subject of this episode, but before you were saying before about Drive and Ryan Gosling being like proper badass, this is another film where I think the badassery is brutal and not to the silly stuff of, John Wick killing everyone. It feels real and malicious. Have you ever seen this film, You Were Never Really Here, with
Oh,
Joaquin
yeah, man.
Phoenix?
Yeah,
No.
Put that on your list, James.
mate, it's
There
unbelievable.
he is with a hammer. Something bad happens to a child, and he just goes and batters someone, and he keeps battering people, and it's
Well, no, mate, he's
real.
paid to find missing kids. I think.
That was it. All right, I'll give you the 2-sentence premise then. A traumatized veteran, unafraid of violence, tracks down missing girls for a living. When a job spins out of control, Joe's nightmare overtakes him as a conspiracy is uncovered, leading to what could be his death trip or his awakening.
I like
And
that.
it is vicious.
Do you know the first film I saw Joaquin Phoenix in?
Wait a minute. I saw a clip earlier today, and I reckon I can guess. Can
Wait,
we
have you-
guess? In fact,
Yeah.
James, you start. Drew, you guess. I
I'm
saw,
not going to guess because I asked the question. So
yeah, obviously.
I'm sorry, I missed half of the thing because it did the funny
What
studio
was the
thing.
first film James saw Joaquin Phoenix in?
What was the
I'll
first
give you a
film
clue.
you
It's
saw Joaquin
in
Phoenix in?
1999.
No, don't give me a clue because I'm looking. I'm trying to
Not really
find
much of a
who it
clue,
is.
is it? Like 1999.
Gladiator.
Well, you're going to say 8mm.
That's actually what I was going to say. Yes.
Wow, nice work, dude. Yeah, he is an
The
8mm.
film I was thinking of was Parenthood with Steve Martin,
Oh,
and I
yeah.
think you've seen. I think you would have seen that first.
Maybe, but I don't recall
Yeah,
him.
he's the
That's
young
the first,
kid.
okay, I'll rephrase that. It's the
He-
first film I recall him being in.
He doesn't even look like Joaquin Phoenix. He's just got big floppy long hair, and obviously he just looks like a child.
Do you know what? Going back and watching 8mm, I wonder if it's any good.
Mate, it's brilliant.
Oh, it's
Horrendous reviews.
still amazing. Yeah, it's not meant for the general consumption. It's meant for people who like dark shit.
Yeah,
I listened
Machine.
to
Wasn't the bad guy called Machine or something?
yeah.
And they ended up falling to his house and he got living with his mum and all that sort of
Well,
stuff.
mate,
and
I
he was like
mean,
a
if
really
you
nice
think
guy.
if you think about the premise for 8mm, it's definitely not for your normal type of audience. They're trying to find
No.
a murderer
Things
within
like
a
you know it
snuff
happens,
film.
which makes it worse.
yeah, snuff films.
8mm is the junior version of a Serbian film.
Yeah, it's basically as far as you can go without going far.
Yeah,
Wow.
I would actively
It's all
say to
about
people,
snuff films,
do
isn't
not
it?
watch a Serbian film. Like, just don't
So-
watch it.
Everything in 8mm that you don't see is what you do see in a Serbian film,
Yeah, don't. And just as a
And-
clarification,
and more.
if you haven't seen a Serbian film, never watch it.
But
Ever.
But to go back to Parenthood, that film is still one of my favorite films. Look at this. Look at this. I've just zoomed into a family photo of Parenthood. Can you see that? That's Joaquin Phoenix with Keanu Reeves behind.
Keanu Reeves and Bill and Ted.
Yeah, it's Keanu Reeves behind
Oh, I
Joaquin
can't see
Phoenix.
because my face is like here. So
Up,
There
higher,
he is.
down, low.
That's
By the
mad,
way,
though,
I
isn't it?
haven't mentioned this before, but Drew, are you in a tent?
Oh yeah, what is going on behind you? Oh wait a minute, he's put his
Are
curtain.
you on the front line? Is Drew in Ukraine? Where
Yeah.
are
Put
you?
his curtain
Yeah.
over something.
Yes, I have. I
Drew's
just wanted to try and
currently
get rid of
in the
the
battlefield.
the
Hence why
background
he's got a
stuff like
green hat on and looks like he might be wearing an army-issued T-shirt.
That's it, guys.
Drew's like, there's raids coming tonight.
Code green, go, 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 go. Yeah,
Speaking
no,
of war,
it's
when did people stop talking about? When did people stop talking like people did in World War One?
but why are you judging my background color? Because like I think it's all right, man. I think it's nice.
Green.
I
Camel.
think it's nice.
Colour.
But when did people be like, and we're having a flyby for the old boy to celebrate his victory here? Like, why don't people talk like that anymore?
I missed that.
What,
Red leader, coming in hot.
Coming in hot. What was it? Oh, mum's the word. You know, when they used to speak like that.
It's like,
oh yeah,
mum's the
boy.
word, tally
Oh,
ho,
yes.
tip tip, and goodbye.
Mum's the word.
Off we fly to
That's
war.
like,
shoot some Germans.
no,
We're going
what
to
was it?
shoot the Jerrys.
The bridge too far, or whatever it is.
Nah,
When
stop
did
that.
people stop talking
Stop
like
that. You,
Oh
you
yeah,
know,
you see Masters of the
you need to get Apple for this,
I
purely
have
for
Apple for
this.
that. I've got a goddamn beautiful
It's
apple. I'm
exceptional.
going to bite right
Drew,
here.
have you watched Platonic yet on Apple? You've got
No.
Apple.
No.
Platonic is
I'll
like
do it.
easy
I'll do it tomorrow.
watching, chilled,
I'll do it
funny, and Shrinking will be.
Mate, I've started watching. I'm 4 episodes into Shrinking. It's a fucking masterpiece, man.
It's one of the best things you'll ever see, right?
Yeah.
It's like emotional, it's funny, it's dramatic.
big
I
words.
can't believe how
And Harrison Ford's
good
in it.
Harrison Ford. Yeah, I can't believe how fucking good he is in it.
Do you know who wrote that? Shrinking.
I do.
No.
Go on.
Jim Jam Shyamalan.
Right. You know Ted Lasso. You've seen Ted Lasso, right?
Oh yeah, Ted Lasso's awesome.
Right. Who's the bad guy in Ted Lasso? That's the good guy. Does that make sense?
Oh wait, is this spoiler territory?
The
Because
guy
I'm
from
still.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
No, it's got nothing to do with the
Oh, it's
program.
the girl. It's the lady.
No, the bloke.
The guy from
whose
Buffy the
name is
Vampire Slayer.
Brett Goldstein.
Oh, him.
The guy from Ted Lasso that speaks like that.
He's not a bad guy.
I know he's not a bad guy. He's a tough guy. He's a bit of a dick. Ted Lasso.
Yeah.
Drew.
What's
Yeah.
his name again in the
You know
program?
him? Do you know what I'm on about?
We're good friends.
Do you know what I'm on about, though? You haven't answered me.
Yeah, I do, yeah.
Right. So Brett Goldstein wrote Shrinking. And they said to him,
Roy
they
Kent.
said to him, who would you want for this part? And he goes, well, in an ideal world, we want Harrison Ford. But obviously we're not going to get that. And the company went, Brett Goldstein wants Harrison Ford, message Harrison Ford. Harrison Ford went, sounds all right, invite him over. So Brett Goldstein got invited to Harrison Ford's house for dinner. They did not talk about the program once. They just hung out. And Harrison Ford at the end of it went, yeah, you're all right, I'll do it.
Wow.
Basically, it was a chemistry test, basically. He just hung out for dinner and he went at the end of it, went, yeah, you're cool, well, I'll do it. What's the part?
Kev, there's no such thing as a chemistry test unless there's a Bunsen burner involved.
He didn't even know the part. He didn't even know the part properly. He just went, yeah, it's cool. What do you want me to do? He agreed
so
and went,
good.
what do you want me to do?
Who's
You
the,
want
who's the main
to talk
guy again
chemistry,
that
you
we've
want to get some
been
magnesium and a Bunsen burner.
forgetting? Sarah Marshall. What's his name again?
Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
We don't want to be talking about people in the cancellation scenario.
No,
Who's
I'm
getting
not talking
cancelled?
about him. I'm talking about the guy in Shrinking.
Wait, who's getting cancelled in that program?
Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, but I don't know. Like, who is it?
No, we'll text you.
The guy from Thingy Bob. From Thingy Bob. Jason
Brilliant.
Segel.
Jason Segel.
Oh, the
That's what
big
I'm
guy,
talking about.
the husband.
Yeah.
Why? What's he done?
No, not him.
No.
I'm not talking about him.
Oh.
Don't worry about it.
Just Une on the
Best-
Octave. We'll text you, man. We'll text you.
It's obviously in the news, so you can say it. We're not going to get
Best
done
film.
for liable.
The best film I've seen Jason Segel in, or Segal. No, it's not Segel.
No, it's not Jason Segel.
It's I Love You Man with Paul Rudd.
Oh,
that is the best film with him in it.
That is
Slap
freaking
him
Who's the
brilliant.
one that got in trouble then?
Slap him to base.
Because it's him, old curly hair boy,
Oh my god!
And
Yeah, curly hair, well,
Russell
yeah,
Brand's all right.
Russell Brand.
He's not getting in trouble.
I'm not talking about Russell Brand because I don't care.
Jonah Hill.
I enjoy his stuff. No, we're talking about Russell Brand.
He's not in
He's the one
trouble for
that's-
anything, though.
Yeah, like
There was a documentary
sexual
about it.
stuff.
No, they did the same old gag. It always happens. Someone talks out against the
High powers.
agenda, and all of a sudden there's like all these
No,
allegations
I'm
that are
not.
completely unverified. Same thing happened with Joe Rogan when he talks out about
I
certain things.
personally think, my personal opinion, I don't want to go down this route, but you forced it. Like
You forced it.
Russell Brand and Marilyn Manson, separate humans, obviously, and separate.
Okay, what Marilyn Manson did was a bit wrong.
Well, I don't know because I've not looked into it. I don't want to look into it, and I apologize if I'm wrong and this comes back to haunt me. But what I'm saying is, these two humans are advertising promiscuity, advertising sexual deviancy, and then when girls come up to them and sexual deviancy happens, and then they complain, that's the annoying bit. If they
Wait,
went
who
up to a
complains?
normal girl, if they went up to me and I did something weird, yeah, call the cops. But if you go up to Marilyn Manson and something sexually weird happens,
Yeah, I think what he did was a bit wrong, though.
well, I don't know what he did. You tell me what he did. I don't know what he did.
Apparently, in the filming of one of the music videos, there was like a sex scene, and he actually like penetrated the person, who I think at the time, to be clear, I think was his partner at the time, but she was not aware of that situation.
I don't think any of us here have got the authority to comment on it because we don't know the full situation.
I think what the Russell Brand thing has gone so quiet is because there was like zero.
To be in the music video, that's wrong. If it was something in his personal life and parties and stuff like that, and those people in those positions, that's a bit grey area.
Yeah, I think the Russell Brand thing came up because I don't know if you watch his podcast, but he very much speaks against and comes up with a lot of sensical things about.
Russell Brand is a very clever man, and I enjoy listening to his shit.
He's super intelligent. Like his intelligence level is like he's like up here. He's not Elon Musk, but his level of intelligence is above the normal person. And some of the stuff he says and comes out with, and he talks about against certain things, which maybe aren't what people want to hear. But the same thing happened with Joe Rogan. Same thing happened with, countless other influencers, we'll call them, because they have an influence on people.
Yeah, it's because they've got so many
it's
followers.
Never sustained. It's like, he's done all this, and then like 2 weeks later, it's blown under a rug. They're like, we didn't actually have any proof. We just wanted to take the eye away.
When you've got over 1 million followers.
Pardon?
When you've got over 1 million followers, the powers that be find that as a threat, because if you can not necessarily manipulate, but if you can inspire that many people to think differently against the system, they get very worried.
They get worried, and then they're like, oh shit, like someone's talking against it. Like it would say like certain things about, I don't know, whatever subject. Like Joe Rogan, it was like he was talking about COVID, how like certain things weren't there, and all of a sudden he got these allegations against him. Yeah, and then Russell Brand talks about,
well, mate, they call it,
talks about everything actually, and all of a sudden these allegations come out again. It's the same. They play the same trick every time, and it doesn't work.
It's assassination of character. Obviously, many years ago, it was literally assassination, but nowadays, because of the way things are, it's assassination of character and
defamation.
Somebody's...
So they try and make them look
defamation,
bad, so people think everything they say is bullshit. But in reality, if you go back and watch the stuff they say, I mean, Joe Rogan and Russell Brand are probably two of the most influential people on the planet.
Yeah. Well, Joe Rogan is literally one of the most, because he's got more of a following than all TV programs put together.
Yeah, and he's also very intelligent and very articulate. He'll say he's not intelligent. He'll say he's a dummy.
Also, I used to enjoy listening to a bit of Joe Rogan. Not lots of it, but he had some good guests on. Like people would talk about, science sort of stuff. And
he has a good mix. He has like comedy one week, scientists the next. Like he's very good.
And he had Maynard from Tool on, and that was really good. But he also, what annoys me is that after watching a few of them, I've gone off him. And I'm not against him. I'm just not that bothered by him anymore because I listened
to hundreds.
Well, I listened to an episode about veganism, and he got an opposing factor on as well, which is cool because
I think I saw that. One was like for, one was against, and they kind of like went at each other, didn't they?
It was a 3-hour debate. It was a 3-hour podcast, And it was good that they had that on. And I preferred the fact they did have it on, because the guy that was promoting veganism fucking killed the guy that was against, because all the facts and figures that he had for eating meat, which is good apparently, which is the most ridiculous comment ever, all the stats he had was from the company that was owned by the meat industry, which is negating all the actual
Yeah, I
facts.
think the problem you had was
But
there was a lot of like mixed things. The guy that was talking
before I
about
finish,
veganism
let
had a
me
lot
finish
of.
my one sentence, then you can crop in and then have a go at me. But Joe Rogan agreed with everything the vegan guy said, and he went, "Yeah, you're right." And at the end of the episode, the next episode, he's banging on about killing animals, like physically him actually hunting and killing animals.
Yeah.
He's not in the wilderness. He doesn't need to fucking kill animals. He's doing it for sport. And he agreed with all the factors, and it didn't affect him. So it means that no matter what guest he has on, he's just going to agree with them and then move on to the next thing and do his own thing anyway, which is fine. Do your own thing, but don't agree with someone and then crack on. Go, you made a good point. Not my feeling, but you made a good point. Then I'd respect him. But he went, "You're right, we should change and we should adapt." And then he fucking promoted murdering animals for a laugh the next
The thing
week.
is with his hunting
Yeah.
though, he does hunt to eat. Like he said, he'll hunt an elk,
Don't give a shit. He doesn't need to eat.
and that was feed his family. But
Doesn't need to
but
do that.
he was saying a lot of things as well. Like people hunt bears, but they have to,
No, they
because
don't.
conservation is a side effect of hunting with bears, because bears are cannibalistic, so they will eat other young bears, older bears. Like there was a guy that paid $250,000, I think,
But that's
to
the
go and kill a
wilderness.
rhino.
Let's do the wilderness. You don't need to get involved.
Yeah, but then things become extinct.
Yeah, but
There's a guy
that's
in
natural.
Africa, and I think he paid like $250,000 to go and hunt and kill a rhino.
Well, he's. I can't even. I think we need to curb the podcast to not saying the C
Oh
word.
no, because
Try
that as a
to.
headline is quite bad. That's not good, is it?
If I saw him, I would hurt him.
No,
I
but
met
then
that
you find
person.
out what actually happened was that rhino was attacking and killing humans. Like, it had to be put down. It was like a menace.
We need
So
to
he
know the
shot
whole
it.
scenario to comment on that, because are humans encroaching on their land? Probably.
Well, think of it.
Whose
The
fault
money
is
he
it?
paid went towards building wells and buildings for that community that was there. The meat from the rhino was given to them. So hundreds, if not thousands, of people benefited from it for one bad animal. Look at it this way: if a dog bites someone, should it be put down?
No,
No, but it's
Why?
stranger than that,
because
because
the owner should be slapped to fuck.
Yeah, but if a dog's dangerous,
It's
then it's
not
attacking
dangerous.
people.
It's been
The
treated
owner
badly.
But if it's dangerous where it will just attack people, it shouldn't be
Again,
allowed.
everything's a case by case. We can't tarnish a brush like, oh, if that dog bit someone, it should be put down. If that dog bit someone, it should be put down. One dog could be aggressive and attacking.
Well, that's what I'm saying about this
one
rhino.
scenario.
It was an aggressive
Or-
rhino that was encroaching on
or it could
territory
be
and killing
a,
people.
a lovely little dog where a kid's walked along and slapped it, and it's gone and nipped his fingers
That's
because
different.
it's angry.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It is case by
scenarios.
case. So this
Yeah.
rhino needed something done with it. It was
Wait, are
like
you-
just causing chaos.
can I just get a little bit more information? Is the rhino entering into the human space, or
Yeah,
are
they
there
don't
humans?
generally attack people.
No,
apparently.
but we
Yes,
shouldn't
it
be
was.
hanging
It
out.
was. It was.
Build
It
a
was
fence.
wandering, and it
That
was
money-
crazy.
Guys,
Build a fence.
We shouldn't be hanging out with rhinos. Like, it's a rhino. Like, let the rhinos hang out with
I
rhinos.
mean, you
humans
can
hang out with
Google the
humans.
story, and it'll have a lot more in depth than the information that
If
I
there was
just.
a rhino in Britain and it was attacking people in Peckham, they'd just put a fence or a wall up and it would be fine, doing its own shit. Obviously, that's a ridiculous comment, but you know what I mean. You know, if it's in Africa and it's attacking a village, and you've got someone's going to spend £250,000.
Might have
You
been
could
something.
build
I
a-
can't actually remember. This is me
You-
just remembering something that I heard like probably
but
10 years
just
ago.
the analogy and the comments and what we're talking about, that money, rather than a bullet to the head, of an animal that is facing extinction or is low of numbers, build a fucking fence and protect that community and live your life. My
It
mate
might have been a
from
case
South
that the
Africa-
rhino was attacking other rhinos.
My
I might go
mates
the other way wrong.
My mates
But
from South Africa And he used to walk to school past a fence. His house was opposite a fence, and it was a national park. So he would walk to school, and baboons who would rip your head off, literally, would kill a human in a second, occasionally would come up to the fence and jump and attack the fence and scare the living shit out of him. It's animals being animals. You can't just kill all animals because they're aggressive. All animals want to kill you if you're in their space. Don't kill them. Don't be near them. Sorry.
I'm trying to find the actual story now because I'm probably like butchering it. It might have been a case that the rhino was attacking and injuring loads of other rhinos.
Again, move it to another space. These scenarios, you would dart them and move it to another reason. There's a reason it's attacking. It's not an aggressive animal. Rhinos, actually, even though they're horned and they look aggressive, they're not. You move them to another place where it's got place to move. It could have been a mother who had just had pups,
The children
or whatever
removed.
they're called, and anyone that comes in their neighbourhood, it's fucking up.
It's like with
Move it
swans.
to another neighbourhood.
I mean, it's
But
obviously a
like
very
the same over
big
here.
jump from
Like,
rhinos
we
to
are the same,
swans.
regardless of the species. Like, if a dog, what are them dogs called that are on like the naughty list now?
XL bullies.
Yeah, if one of them came in and like mauled a child, you'd be like, that thing can't be around.
Again, within reason. If an adult has trained it to attack,
But
then
the dog will never change. It's a weapon.
Yeah, it's a tricky. It's
The
a
adult
think
should
you
also
I
face
think what you
punishment.
do is you just
Absolutely,
give the
they
dog a
should.
holiday
But again, you can't
to a
have something like that
destination where
walking
there's no
around the
people.
place.
yeah, give the dog a holiday. Congratulations, you killed a child. Off you go on holiday.
Yeah, but yeah, that sounds terrible when you put it like that. But like, take it away somewhere. It doesn't need to be around humans.
There's big controversy in the news. I don't know if it's up here or national. I don't know. But I walked into Morrison's this week. I saw on the front cover of a paper. It was beginning of the week or last week actually, where it said a dog attacked a child. The two owners are in court. And I walked in again yesterday or the day before, and it said Fury as
Furiosa.
owners of dog that attack child walk free. It's the owners. Every dog could kill. Like, my dog is a soppy little tiny dog. Once it's growled at me once because I was trying to take its food away because it wasn't good for it, as opposed to doing it properly. My partner's a dog trainer, and she shouted at me for the dog growling at me, because you should give it something else as a higher reward, like give it a bit of hot dog or give it a bit of treat so it goes to the other one. Then you can remove the bad treat. But I went to just take it, and my dog, who is like not even a foot tall, went and hungered down and wouldn't let me take it, and would have bit. It's not a bad dog. It's just protecting its resource and high value item. So,
Well, and it's survival, because it's like, that's my food, man. Like,
It's
I don't
an-
know when
it's-
you're going to feed me again.
yeah, you can say it's your pet. It's not your pet. You don't own it. It's an animal. And if you try and take away something that's precious to it, it will try and protect that and guard it. And that's the problem. People go, "Oh, it's a bad dog." No, you're just a prick that doesn't know how to interact with animals.
But
because
mate,
you
I
haven't
mean,
been
I saw someone in London with a dog, and we're at the traffic lights, and he's got one of those chains around its neck with the spikes, and he's
Yeah.
spinning
That
it.
doesn't help, does it?
He's
trying to
spinning
make it look tough.
No, it's worse than that. He's spinning the spike leash, and he's whipping the dog in the face with it continuously till the light goes green on the traffic
The way
light.
I see it, though, if you
I
saw
would have
someone doing that
punted
to a
that person.
child, they'd be
I would have
arrested.
punted.
I wanted to, but he was quite a scary looking dude.
I was driving home when I was living in London. Me and Sadie were driving home, right? And it's 2 streets before it gets to my house, and we went up there, and Sadie went, "Stop the car," and I was like, "Shit, what did I do?" Stop the car. There was no one around. It was like a residential street, and she wound the window down. Wound. That's how old I am. She pressed a
Wow.
button and it went down, and she shouted at a person in the street, just going, "Don't do that to your dog, or I'll report you." I was like, "What?" And then she got in a proper altercation with this woman, and I was like, "Whoa!" And I didn't see what happened because I was driving, but the woman was like yanking the dog, and there's a
But you
difference
know that
between
woman's been doing
yanking
that to that dog forever and will be continuing to do it. It's like if you see someone hit their kid in the street, if you tell them to stop, they're not going to listen to you, are you? You're just going to go home and do it again.
I know, but you can't not say anything. There's certain things where there's amount of times I drove past or walked past people and they're a bit rough with their dog, and I'm like, just
It's hard.
move on,
Thing
move
is, though, you
on,
can
move on.
say something,
But
but it's
certain
not. They're not
severe
going to go.
ones,
Actually, do you know what? Yeah, probably shouldn't do that. They're just going to go
yeah,
fuck off and just go and do it at home, aren't they?
yeah, there's like certain amount of stuff where you get angry, but it's not technically abuse. It's just a bit rough.
See,
And
I get not angry, but I get when I see, and this happens all the time. Actually, do you know what? I was in the. There's two extremes. There's the calm extreme and the angry extreme. You'll see someone shouting at a 1-year-old, 2-year-old, screaming at them. They barely understand language. It's like, and you just look and think, that kid's fucked for life. Like, they're never going to have a good upbringing, are they? And I was in the hospital the other day getting an X-ray on my foot,
Oh yeah.
and the woman in front of me, oh, it pissed me off so much. Like, her baby was
play
probably,
golf. It's an extreme sport, don't you know?
and her baby, I say it's a baby. It was one of like 3-year-olds that's still in a pram. So instantly you're like, well, you're fucked. And he had like, and she was sat on her phone, right? And he was like crying, and she was like posting about being in hospital. But by doing it, she was going, yeah, I know, I know. When people say I know to a child when they're crying, it's the most infuriating thing. So like, they're like, oh yeah, I know, I know. It's like, you know what? That baby, one, doesn't understand what you're saying, and two, what do you know? They're like, yeah, I know, yeah, just texting, just. It's like, that kid's fucked.
It
Like,
wants food, a shit, or comfort, a
it's
hug.
like, just to be like, yeah, I know, I know. They're like rocking the pram, I know. It's like, what are you fucking
But this is
R
interesting
word?
though. Is I know better than shut up?
They're both as bad as each other.
Yeah, I guess I know has more
That's what I'm saying.
toxic
The different extremes. One is bloody
tendency.
ridiculous, and the other one is bloody ridiculous. It's like, either way,
Yeah, one's been
you
aggressive,
can tell
and
straight away that that kid
and
has
the other
got
one's
nothing to grow up
Well,
to.
one
dismissive.
scolding,
Other one's dismissive.
and the other's kind of toxic, I guess, because it's just almost a little bit gaslighting. I know. You're like, what?
Which
Either,
one's
either
which? Like,
way,
which is worse,
it's not
dismissing or
getting care.
toxic? It's like,
Same thing the other way. One doesn't leave bruises, but leaves mental scars.
But this is interesting as well because sometimes people that have children shouldn't have children. Sometimes, and people that want
100%. I
children,
think you should have to pass a
Most people,
test to be able to have
most
one legally.
people that want children don't always get children, and they'd actually make the best parents.
You should really have to pass some sort of test before you're even allowed to like have like a button switched on that allows you to have them.
I don't think
Don't
I'd
get babies
be
by
a
pressing
good.
a button though. Well,
I don't think I'd be a good parent because I think if I had a kid, yes, I'd be forced to be a good parent because I wouldn't be a dick. But not that I'm selfish, but I'm too used to being in my own
Yeah, you wouldn't be forced. You
space.
just
no, but
do
you're
it.
independent. I get it. You and Sadie are
But
independent, so it's like
it's not something I've ever wanted. But in the back of my head, I thought it'd be great to bring up a kid and play on Black Sabbath and The Who and make them
Reef's well into rock
stuff.
music at the moment,
yeah,
by the
take
way.
them to gigs, man, and like
You know, I think I'd enjoy it. Me and Sadie spoke about like maybe adopting in the future, like a
Yeah.
troubled teenager or something like that, and giving them a good start if they've got
Yeah,
issues,
man.
and just to set them off type thing.
yeah.
And I'd love the opportunity to influence them into like good music or something like that.
Mate,
But
that's lovely. There's a lot of children out there that need a home or need some guidance, man. I think that's beautiful.
yeah,
I will say one other thing that grinds my gears. Is when people go, being a parent is the hardest job in the world. One, not a job. Two, not hard. It's bloody easy. It is the easiest thing you could ever do.
I think it's
It is the
times
best
the
thing as well.
Okay, that's what I mean. From seeing you in Reef, it
Yeah.
does make me a little bit jealous. And I'm not the person to get broody or wanting kids personally, but if I had a kid, I'd want to be. I look up to James, which is the weirdest sentence I've said since we started this. Probably the weirdest sentence I've
Play
said
the
in a while.
midgets.
But I look up to James because I lived with James for years, and he's fucking insane in the
Yeah.
nicest possible way. And we've had a great time together, hanging out. And him being with Reeve, every time I see a photo or a thing, I get a little bit emotional. I get a little
Basically,
bit
like, do you want to hang out with your best mate all the time? It's like, well, yeah. Like,
Yeah, I
what's
know,
hard
but-
about that? Simple.
But from my perspective, you're hanging out with your best mate. From my perspective, one of my best mates has got a kid and is doing all the right things and
Yeah,
is
beautiful.
just being the coolest dad.
Well, I appreciate that.
No, I agree. I agree, mate. It is.
He's
When I
cooler
see
than
the
me, though.
photographs of you or the videos, or you are becoming the kind of dad that maybe we wish we had. Do you know what I mean? Where you're prioritizing Reef, and that is beautiful. Whereas sometimes
Over everything.
parents
I wouldn't
prioritize
say
their
shit.
work, but you make Reef your whole world, and it's
yeah.
beautiful, man. It really.
I
It
don't
really
say
is.
it, I don't say it lightly because I'd rather take the piss out of you, to be honest. But there's nothing to take the piss out of.
It's beautiful, man.
You're cool as fuck, and you're looking after this cool kid, and the kid wouldn't be half as cool if he didn't have you as a dad or your
Yeah.
genes. And he's already my favorite little human because he loves a bit of Spider-Verse, he loves a bit of
Yeah,
Godzilla.
man.
Yeah, and he's 5.
Yeah,
I
it's quite
wasn't
funny.
that cool at 12.
We might have a situation though. I've been letting him watching a bit of Venom recently.
Oh,
That's all right. It's
So hardy,
pretty
Venom.
child friendly ish. I mean,
And
it's not as violent as they're
I
meant to.
think it's a 15.
It's more
Is it?
farcical, the second one.
Is it?
I think it is.
What did they say a few swear words? Because I don't remember much violence.
It's just it's
It's
quite
scary.
it's a lot. But
It
the
might be
problem we've
scary.
got is my mum made the mistake of saying she really likes Tom Hardy. So now he's referring to his Lego Venom as Tom Hardy Lego, which is kind of going to throw me under the bus with his mother. When he's like talking about Tom Hardy, she's like, "How do you know who Tom Hardy is?" It's like,
Oh,
Say Peaky Blinders.
no,
but
no,
he's
I've
a
got one.
psycho.
I've got one.
He's obsessed with Siren Head.
Mate, Tom Hardy at the moment is doing a lot of stuff for children. He's reading stories for children.
Oh, story time. What's
You've
it?
seen all the videos of the mum just like giving their kids
Bedtime.
snacks and running
Mate,
up to the
bedtime
bedroom
with
and
Tom Hardy. Because he even says, "All right, kids." He says something about like, "And if you go to sleep now, when you wake up, you'll be a seed too, and you'll grow, and you'll do better things with your life."
Kev,
So it's like,
Google Siren Head.
Is that
Siren Head is basically in the realms of like Slender Man and stuff. And Reef is obsessed to the point he's even found a
talk
song
about
about
this
him that he
briefly.
watches.
This
He watches
is
all
scary.
these fan-made footage of like Siren Head. It's like, fucking hell. Yeah, that. Like,
Yeah, that's
he loves it. He wanted a toy the other day because it looked a bit like. So he's like, "Does it look a bit like Siren Head? Yeah, I think I want that."
yeah. But to be fair,
It's-
that actually looks like a couple of like loudspeakers that are just
No, but when you see the
Tiny.
videos, it's like always like a dystopian town or something with like this. You know how the Slender Man videos were, like coming out of the trees, like all sort of slow. And he's funny as hell because he was watching one the other day, and it was had like this, I think it was like footage of the Spider-Man game with this like sort of monster and that. And I was like, "You're not scared, are you?" And he was like, "No, it's a video." He's like, "No, it's a game." So like,
exactly?
but I said to him like, "That isn't scary." He's like, "No, it's not real." It's like, fair
You,
enough.
you've
Can't
got
argue with that.
you've got to remember these people that think that people go into weird scenarios because they're watching too many computer games and films. The reality is, if they're doing that, they're already messed up because of their parents. That's not on the TV. We all played Grand Theft Auto, where
yeah.
we would beat up hookers, broke into people's cars,
Going to throw out
drove
that he
around
does like
running
watching
people
Grand
over,
Theft Auto videos as well.
shooting people up. I haven't killed anyone. I'm
Me too.
attempting.
Yeah, the thing is with him, and my mate brought this up the other day, which I didn't actually clock on before. I went to the soft play with my mate and his 2 little girls the other day, and he was saying how like he can't watch. They're like Reef's age, and he said, "Oh, we like tried to put the Witches on with like is it Anne Hathaway in the Witches?"
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
I've
that's
not
the new
seen
one.
it.
And
That
they
was
were
the new
like
one.
freaking out once it
It's not meant to
happened.
be good, but it's
It's the
meant to be
remake of
scary.
the Roald Dahl.
The
Yeah,
original.
but they said as soon as like
original's
something a
fucking
little bit
brilliant,
scary
man.
or weird comes on, they just like freak out and can't do it. And he was like, "It's quite good that Reef can separate reality from like the fake." And I was like, "I've never thought about that before," because he watched a movie and know it's not real.
That's awesome.
Like when the dinosaurs eating a bloke, and I was like,
He's probably laughing.
"Are you alright with that?" And he's like, "Yeah, it's not real." So
Oh, that's good.
okay, fair enough. Yet he won't go near a person dressed as a dinosaur because he thinks they are real. So it's like I took him to the Optimus Prime at Butlins and he wouldn't have any of it. He was like, "No, I'll just stand here."
Yeah, but that's different. That's a man in a costume. I'm pretty
We
sure.
went to see a Triceratops the other day. He got about 20 meters away from him. He's like, "I'm going to count down from 20 and then we're going to go." Do you not want your picture next to it? He's like, He's like 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now we go. Yeah.
Yeah,
I was
but
like,
I tell you what, this
fuck's
might
sake, just one
this might
nice
come
picture.
across in bad light, but I'm pretty sure I watched Commando with Arnold Schwarzenegger, where he murders a million people, but didn't want to sit on Santa's lap because he was a bit creepy. So you know what I mean? I'm happy
Reef won't
watching the
go
murder.
anywhere near Santa. There's a picture you've probably seen it. I've posted it where he's about 2 meter, about a meter and a half away from Santa from last Christmas, and like that's as close as he would get. He's honestly about 3 foot away, looking at him like side eye. Like, what's going
the
on
thing
here?
with, do you know what's crazy though with going
Found
back
it.
going back to the witches?
Yeah, look. That's as
Yeah.
close as he would get. That's a private booth, right away. There was no
Yeah,
one
he's
else in
not
there. It was
happy.
me, my mum, Reef, Santa, and some elf with a camera, and that's as close as he got. He was like, lift it up a little bit. I can't see it.
He's leaning.
That's close. He was like, not too sure about this. Legit Santa, by the way.
That's cool.
That was an
Have you shown
expensive
him
day.
Krampus? Is that why he was scared of the?
Krampus.
No, I think the fact is that you watch a TV thing and it is fake, but in reality, if you turn up somewhere and there's a big fat man with a white beard in reality trying to hug you and touch you, that's a whole
To be fair, he
different
wasn't fat
world.
or trying to hug or
Yeah,
touch
yeah,
him.
yeah.
It was just literally the guy was so chill.
Oh no, I'm not saying he's trying to touch you, but in his head, he wants you to sit on him and touch
He was
you.
like,
Well,
I
he
think
didn't
in
want you to
his
sit
head,
on
in
him.
reality, when he sees something, he's like,
He doesn't want you to
"Is that
sit on
real?"
him.
But it is funny.
Oh yeah, probably these days you're not allowed to do that.
You're not allowed
Can
to
you
sit
sit
No,
on
I don't
Santa's knee
think you
anymore?
That's why you've got white gloves as well. Because remember, I was Father Christmas. Spoiler alert.
Like a
At
mime.
Legoland for a few years. So
So you're not allowed to have a kid on your knee.
no, I wasn't.
Not
You're
a
not allowed to have a
Legoland,
kid
at
on your
least.
knee, even though they
What would you do?
they place the children on your knee, and you have to put both hands up. So when they're taking the picture, they can see where your hands are.
That's ridiculous.
But they
You shouldn't have you on
story. I
your
don't know
knee.
if I
You
told
should
you
have you in a little seat beside you or something, so you
Yeah.
can go. Even if you put your arm on the shoulder,
this.
but
But mate,
with a fist.
so one of the grottos that my friend was in, who's now a magician and he's amazing.
That's the weirdest sentence I've heard in ages.
He on his first day at Legoland, they put like pretty much like a 1-year-old baby, full on baby that doesn't know what the hell's going on, placed him on his glove, and the baby shat himself.
Ha.
And he literally had to say, I think we had to say something like, we need more carrots in Grotto 4.
Well, surely
So
he had a nappy on.
So well, yeah, but like it stunk out the whole grotto,
Who
and
explosion?
as you
Happens.
can imagine, the Father Christmas was quite scarred, and they had to obviously get him another glove.
Who explosions are the worst? You like take off their nappy, it'll be all up their back. And
Yeah,
you're like,
man.
oh God,
I
throw
think it
everything
was
in the
like
bin.
there was like a poo grenade went off on his lovely sparkly white glove.
It
for
happens,
Christmas.
honestly. One day you'll go to change them, and it'll be all up their back. It'll be
Ooh.
everywhere, and you're like, just bin it all, bin it all.
Yeah,
Even the
We're cool.
child.
Yeah, code red,
Code red.
code brown. We're burning it all.
Code brown.
that's what we used to say.
Right,
We used to say
got a code brown in the male female
That's
changing
been in
room.
a film. I'm sure Code Brown's been in a film. Was it Toy Story? It was definitely a kids' film as well.
Code Brown or
That's what happened. Like code brown, calling the mother immediately.
Brown.
We need a onesie and a nappy and wipes for days.
I googled
Stack. Yeah.
I googled Code Brown hoping it'd bring up Toy Story or a comical thing. It says Code Brown. This is a code used in hospitals to indicate a situation where there's a hazardous spill.
Oh.
Not funny or that interesting.
That's actually
Well, that's
quite
quite
serious.
interesting,
Probably shouldn't
Yeah.
joke about it really.
So I'm glad I brought it
Yeah,
up.
we'd
Yeah,
say
you'd have a code brown.
because
Oh.
obviously in Legoland there were so many different grottos. They didn't want people thinking that there was 9 Father Christmases, because that obviously kills the illusion. Sorry, kids. Spoiler alert.
Honestly, we need to do an entire episode on Drew's jobs because Drew's done some mad shit.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
it's
you have,
ironic
haven't you?
because I don't have a job at the moment, but the jobs I've done.
Yeah, but it's almost Christmas.
Yeah, brilliant. Well,
Start
not
with
really.
pies,
We've
get in there early.
We got the summer to get through first. You can't have Father Christmas in summer; he'll pass out.
James, I met Drew in London once. granted, it was to do with the film that you had done yourself, but I'm not sure. Did I tell you to wear it, or did you
Polar.
decide? Yeah, I
Shit,
turned up and
has James seen Polar?
he was dressed as an orange squirrel, head to toe, like ears,
Fuck. Why?
all orange. You've probably seen the photos. I've had
That
it on my
was the job for
website.
promo.
You've probably seen it.
They were like, Drew, do you want to be like a squirrel in a onesie? And I'm like, what's the money like?
Yeah.
They said the
Why
money. I
not?
was like,
What's
yeah,
the
I'll
money
do that.
like? I've just been like, yeah,
But
I'll pay you.
But the thing is, I met Drew in I was living in London, so it wasn't a hardship. It was 20 minutes around the corner, and I met Drew in Trafalgar Square, and we went for a few beers in Trafalgar Square,
Pigeons.
and then we started taking photos around Trafalgar Square, Soho, wandering around, getting some beers, taking some photos, and that was our day, and that was normal apparently. But I walked away going, that was cool. And Drew was like, "Yeah, it's a normal day for me too.
It's another
Nothing was
Tuesday.
weird,
Did he have any nuts on him?
except there was a lot of people taking photographs of me photographing him, and I was like, why people photograph? Oh yeah, there's a massive orange squirrel in Trafalgar Square.
Girls aren't orange.
Well, his was.
Mm.
Well, it's
Got to go grey or red, my
Costume, you're
friends.
just pretending to be a squirrel.
well, no, it was from that film. Bit of a plug.
Is that you?
Yeah, man.
That's a hoodie. That's not
Yes,
squirrel costume.
it's-
I was
it's
a
expecting
onesie,
full
man.
on like character head and stuff.
It's a onesie with a hoodie.
No, I was expecting a full character head. You've lost me.
No, look.
Your squirrel game is weak. You like a Pikachu.
Is that my photo?
Yeah, these are your photos, bro.
You look like a Pikachu.
Well, no, look, there's the full.
Oh yeah, he was doing like.
Did you fall over?
That's him upside down at just at
David.
Trafalgar Square. There was about 300 people watching him do that.
I bet half of them were Chinese.
Possibly correct. We're right by
Cameras around their
Chinatown.
neck.
It's right by Chinatown.
But yeah, that was good fun, man. That was good fun.
I've
was
never
mad.
seen that movie, believe it or not. It's not. It's on Netflix or Prime.
But James, yeah,
It's
check
on
out.
Prime, isn't it?
Yeah, check out Prime. Yeah.
It's
Polar.
on Prime.
Polar, yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
Mate, it's had almost 50 5-star reviews or something. Mate, it was made for £100.
It's had
good.
almost 50 views.
Yeah.
When you type in Polar, don't type on Polar Express.
Yeah.
It
And it's
wasn't
not the
gunning.
one
Why
with
would I
Mans
add words to it?
It's not the one with Mans Mikkelsen.
Where is it? I can't find it. Is it still on? Is it still
I
on
put in
Prime?
Poland. Do you know what came up? Legit.
First one came up for me was The Mist.
No, what is wrong with bloody Prime? Polar, right?
Why is
So I
that?
put in Polar. Can you see that, right?
Yeah. Look, Drew. Where is it?
Look what's come up.
What?
It's there.
Olympus has fallen.
Olympus Has Fallen.
It's there.
So-
Polar, it's there.
In order,
Is
this
it?
is how stupid the search mechanism is. So I've put in Polar, right, clearly. So I've got London Has Fallen, Olympus Has Fallen, Angel Has Fallen. Then it goes a bit south. Reacher Season 2, John Wick, Rambo Last Blood, Godzilla vs. King Kong, The Expendables, Jaws 2. Like, is their search thing
To
broken?
be fair, Drew Horner's Polar is a cross between John Wick and Godzilla versus King Kong.
Yeah,
It's
but
in
is
between.
the search thing broken?
Yeah, that's broken on mine as well. Drew, click on the share button if there's a share button and put it in the group.
Oh, by the way,
Or send
just
it
out of
to James
curiosity, something came up on Prime that I watched the other day. It was really good.
John Gacy.
Yeah, I didn't realise they made a movie about him in 2024.
Yeah, what? 2024?
Yeah.
I've watched one recently about him, well, about a year or two ago.
No, this is 2024. It says, and it was actually quite good. It's based around a kid that lives over the road.
Oh, shit. It's 50.
And
Sorry, Karen.
it kind of sees him taking these bodies in. It's actually not a bad. I wouldn't call it a horror film. Maybe a thriller. But yeah, Gacy, serial killer next door. Hour 38 minutes, so quite quick. 2024. I'd recommend it. It was quite good.
Yeah, Polar had. It won loads of awards, man, in festivals. Amazing music by Tom Hector. Like,
can you send a link or something? Because it's not having it on my.
Yeah, I've sent.
Yeah,
I've
the
sent a link
Gacy
to
movie is really good. I think it's massively inaccurate because I don't think he ever attacked anyone dressed as a clown. I think that's kind of like a thing they played on.
Written and directed by Dominic Jackson.
But do you know that John Wayne Gacy claims that he didn't know how like the 30-odd bodies got under his house? He said someone else put them there.
Yeah, Dave round the corner did it.
So I don't know. Just,
It was
like,
Dave. It was Dave.
I
He was
bought it like that.
He was a major serial killer, wasn't he?
Yeah,
Right.
I do enjoy stuff. I watched, there's on Channel 5, there's a program called The Killer Who Phoned, or The Phone Call of the Killer. It's a doc. What's it called?
4G.
It's really good. In fact, it's so good. It's probably The Killer Makes a Call. There it is on Channel 5.
Oh, that's creepy.
And it starts off like most. It just changed to the Yorkshire Vet. The Killer Makes a Call. That one. And
It makes a
starts
call to his
off-
vet.
The intro is basically the 9991 the
911.
991. That's not a number. 999 call to the police going, "Oh my God, there's a dead body. I've just found a dead body," or whatever. And then they investigate, and it's always the killer who's actually made the call. But the last couple that I've seen, there was an old lady. I'm talking late 60s, early 70s, and it goes, "Hello, police. I've just killed my husband. I think, anyway. I hope so." And the guy's going, "What? Sorry, what?" "Well, I stabbed him in the heart, and then he said I wouldn't do it again, so I stabbed him twice more." And the guy's going, "Excuse me, can you confirm your name just to get the evidence in? And can you confirm what's happened?" And then she goes, don't send the ambulance too quickly. You can have the police here to arrest me, but don't send the ambulance here too quickly." And then they go, "Right, you're the only person there, so I need you to go in and perform CPR. I'm going to talk you through it." She goes, "Oh, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm hoping he's in agony." And I'm like, what? And then the police arrive. They're talking to her. They've got the body cams on. And she's just like, "Oh, can you move out of the way, please? Because the ambulance is bound to get in." He goes, and she's like, "No, take your time, slow down. Can someone get me my coat?" I'm like, fucking, this woman is heartless.
Who's this?
Whoa.
This is on a program on Channel 5.
Is it a true thing or?
Yeah, true. The Killer Makes a Call. This
You
is
are
real
aware
body
that
cam
currently
footage.
Britain's worst ever serial killer is on trial.
Which one?
Which one?
What do you mean? Who are you on about?
Britain's worst serial killer is on trial right now.
Who? What?
Lucy Letby.
Who's that?
Biggest serial killer of our generation.
Is it
Do you not know about it?
Lucy Let Be?
Lucy Letby.
Is that the one that killed a child or
The
something?
nurse.
She
Killed
murdered,
children.
yeah, babies.
Yeah.
She was a nurse.
Oh, it's Harold Shipman of the Child scenario.
Worse than Shipman. Shipman killed people that had 60, 70
Suffocating
years of life.
children.
Pardon?
It says suffocating children. What the fuck?
Jesus.
Yeah, basically what she did was she they reckon they're putting up for murder of 6 minimum. They think there's more, and attempted of 6. Sorry, just reading it here because I don't want to get the numbers right. Murdered 7 babies, newborn babies, and attempted 6 more. And she was targeting premature and ill babies so it wouldn't look suspicious. And she was either injecting them with extra insulin or overfeeding or just air.
Yeah, just said it found guilty of 7 counts of murder of 7 babies. She killed them by injecting them with air, overfeeding them, poisoning them with insulin, and assaulting them with medical
In the
tools.
space of a year, just over a year. But they've gone back and found her working in other hospitals where similar things had happened.
Oh, God.
That's fucking dark. I watched the program end of last year. It's called Dr. Death. And it's played by the guy from Dawson's Creek, not Dawson, the other guy. And he is trialing this new medical scenario where he's fixing people. Is it spines? Fuck, I can't remember. That could be wrong. He's doing some new medical procedures, and in the process, he's hurting people. He doesn't have the proper medical ability to do it. He's doing all these scenarios on people, and they're all dying a few years later. He hasn't had one successful operation, but they die like 3 or 4 years later from complications. So it's not immediate. so he
Joshua
gets away
Jackson.
with it. Joshua Jackson, yes. And he gets famous for being revolutionary in this scenario. So people keep coming to him, but people haven't started dying yet. And then they all end up dying. And even his best mate says, I've got back problems. I trust you so much. I'm going to let you do it. And he knows he's a hack. And he does it on his best mate and makes him a paraplegic. Which is sick.
I've got something to say off the back of that. But firstly, I will say for her, I think the only punishment for someone like that should be, this is some Black Mirror stuff, she should be let free
And see what
but
happens.
no law applies to her anymore.
And advertising, put a GPS on her.
So you
No,
mean
I'd
like the
say
Purge?
she's completely free, but she is completely away from the law. So whatever happens, that person is not prosecuted in any way. They're completely above the law.
Like double jeopardy. Fucking go at it.
Give her 20 minutes with them 7
Oh,
sets of parents.
to say the opposite of what that could be, because it's difficult. Like there was on that killer, not Yorkshire Vet. Fuck's sake. Killer makes a call on Channel
Killer makes a
5.
call to the Yorkshire Vet.
We watched an episode last night, and this guy who came into some money, his friend lured him to, what's that island east end of London? What's east end of London? That island.
Oh, the Dog Island. Dog of Isle.
No. It's called Isle of Sheppey.
Yep.
Isle of Sheppey.
Okay.
So it's just by like Dartford, like just off to the side there. That's Isle of Sheppey there, next to London there.
Kent area.
Yeah, Kent. So basically, this friend's coming to a bit of money. I don't think that's part of it, but anyway, the guy makes him buy a caravan thing on the Isle of Sheppey so he can take his kids on holiday. And when he does that, him and a bunch of younger people take him out for some beers. They lure him onto the beach and they batter him with a baseball bat so much that he's unrecognizable. His face caved, there's 0 face left.
Ugh.
And they only find out who he is because of his
Teeth.
Dental.
ring, which is quite unique.
Oh.
And it gets to the point where they ask why it was done, and they find out that this older man was telling the younger people in the area that he was a paedophile, and they thought they were doing justice, and they killed this guy and he's not done
Is this
anything
true?
wrong. No, he's done not. Yeah, it's true.
That's so bad.
He's
Oh,
done nothing wrong ever. He's like the nicest, chilled out guy. He's got with a new partner. He's got a few kids, but they're not his kids. They take him, and people have accused him of being a paedophile, and he is unsubstantiated. And these 3 or 4 young people, and they're like teenage to like 22, batter him beyond recognition, and he did nothing wrong. Nothing wrong. And the story is about how they found out who he did it by catching him on
That's why
CCTV and proving that.
vigilantism is not the way.
Which is why it's scary, because if someone said there's a paedophile on my road, I'd be furious. But wait a minute, you need to back up a minute.
Yeah, there's got to be.
Is it true?
There's got to be
Just
some.
while we've gone down this
evidence.
weird route, trying to put it a bit more positive, and it's down the weird sort of route again. Can you remember a couple of weeks or even months ago I said the first guy got Neuralink, the Elon Musk brain implant?
Sounds familiar. Go on.
Yeah, basically Elon Musk designed this thing called Neuralink a couple of years ago, and the first person got it recently, which is basically a computer chip in your brain. And the guy, I believe, I don't know if he's paraplegic. I think he might be, like, so can't move from the neck down kind of thing. And he was on a newscast, because it's now kind of like all settling in and stuff. And he was on a news report the other day, and you can Google it. And the guy's talking to him on the news, and he's like, "Oh, how's it like going? How's it feeling?" He's like, "Yeah, it's really good," and all this sort of stuff. And he basically gets this like chessboard up on his computer, and he's like playing chess. And the guy's like, "How are you moving them pieces? Is it like where you're looking?" He's like, "No, I'm just thinking it." So I think where it goes, and it goes. And the newscaster's just like,
Telekinesis.
he's like, "What?" He like can't believe it. He's like, "What?" He's like, "Oh, surely it's your eyes. It's tracking your eyes." He's like, "No, I'm just thinking. I can look anywhere and just think, and it will like go to them certain places." You have to watch the video. Watch Neuralink chess on the news. It's it doesn't even make any sense. Like
That's
Elon Musk is like God mode now. Like for coming
That's
up
scary
with
though.
that.
That's also scary
Like,
though. That's like
like
real life Black
he is
Mirror.
like a
You've
Bond
got
villain,
to push
isn't
the
he?
boundaries, haven't you?
But like a guy that's I don't see him move his hands or legs or anything in the video, and he's got like a sort of thing coming round. So I guess he's paraplegic, but he's designed this thing to make people be able to actually do stuff. It's like, what? Actually, John, wait there. Talk amongst yourselves.
But that's good though, man. I mean, if you can help people that don't have the ability to do certain things, I mean, that's great. Like,
I tell you what, this is one of those good episodes where we have deviated into good scenarios and complicated scenarios and dark scenarios.
really dark.
But
We
we've
went
not-
from Father Christmas to paedophilia. Like,
Did we talk about any film? Drive. We started with Drive,
we started with Drive.
and then we got into this. I've still got like 20 points to cover.
That's good. That's for next week.
We'll save that for another time, I think. Something popped up today.
Now look, quick. This is on the Guardian, so it's like open. We won't get in trouble for it.
Kind of a freak diving accident.
Can you hear it?
If it's long, don't play it because it won't
It's
pick it
not.
up.
It's like 30 seconds.
My name's Nolan Arbaugh. I'm 49 years old. About 8 years ago, I was in kind of a freak diving accident and dislocated my C4, C5. So I'm a complete quadriplegic. So I'm paralyzed from below the shoulders. I love playing chess, and so this is one of the things that y'all have enabled me to do, something that I wasn't able to really do much the last few years, especially not like this. I had to use like a mouse stick and stuff, but now it's all being done with my brain. If y'all can see the cursor moving around the screen,
That's mad.
that's all me, y'all. It's pretty cool, huh?
If you keep this on, just for the
Yeah,
audio
absolutely.
That's cool, man.
and that was also done with your brain.
Yep. It's all brain power up there. So a lot of what we started out with was attempting to move. So I would attempt to move, say, my right
It's almost
hand,
over.
left, right. I think it just became intuitive for me to start imagining the cursor moving. Basically, it was like using the force on the cursor, and I could get to move wherever I wanted.
Insane.
I stare somewhere in the screen, and it would move where I wanted it to. Which was such a wild experience.
Okay, so he's not a paraplegic, he's a Jedi.
He's Charles Xavier.
It's quadriplegic, which I think is worse.
That's all the plegics.
What the fuck? Like that is mad, isn't it? That you can get like a thing in your brain and control shit.
I tell you what, like this morning, I listened to our podcast this morning, and you know how I put Gareth's chat right up by the microphone? We
Yeah.
could hear it. It
Yeah.
didn't come through on the record.
It's awkward, I know. It's really
That
funny
was
that
quite
moment,
loud
though.
though, so it should do.
It's
Yeah,
so
it might
funny.
it might not, but I don't know because I couldn't hear it from your perspective on Gareth's. I
Yeah.
assume
Yeah, but
I
that
don't
is
know.
mad. Like, if you had, that was on the Guardian website as well. It's not like on some like rinky dink like
Oh.
conspiracy theory.
Yeah, it's
thing.
not on
That's
the
like
Sun.
mainstream news.
Gareth sent me another message, but it is only 5 seconds long. He knows when we record.
Yeah, but
Let's
you
double
can't-
check. Did you hear that?
I
I
hope
love that
doesn't
man.
come through.
I love that man. He's our biggest fan. He's wonderful.
Can we get him a girlfriend?
Good evening, Ragewell.
He's
Is
so
there any
lovely.
applicants out there?
He's got
Um,
Arse Penguin. He doesn't need anyone else.
Remember
say
that
he's
guy
got an
threw a
arse
bottle
penguin?
of beer at the roof,
WKD.
at the ceiling, in a
Yeah.
kitchen? He got really annoyed, so decided to throw a bottle of WKD at the ceiling
At a
in
Seagull.
Gareth's kitchen.
Yeah.
What?
He went,
Arse-
"Oh fuck it," and just threw it at the ceiling. It came straight back down and hit him and went everywhere.
Gareth brought Arse Penguin up to Chester to see me a few months back. He's back. He brought him up a couple of times. I've gone for a beer with him.
I thought you just said he got so angry that he threw a WKD at a seagull.
Ceiling.
The ceiling. It was
Ceiling.
directly above him, which then
He was in a
proceeded to come
kitchen.
down and hit him.
Smart.
Fandabidozy. So, shall we?
Yeah.
Anyone else want to add
That
about?
was quite a
this?
good one, actually. I
Sir-
think that was quite a good.
We
good
got a bit deep.
Well, James,
Yeah, it was
you'll
good,
never
though.
know because you don't revisit them.
You need to. There's some good quality shit there.
Yeah, I might rewatch this one. I like it.
I, I, I think it's strange. Like I think it's quite good when we go off topic because we could have not. I think if we plan it, it doesn't work as well. I think if we just naturally
Just for
go
bands,
into
Kev, can you just show everyone the plan of the last 2 podcasts?
this.
It's the Holy Grail.
Yeah, and what exactly did we cover off
Where
of
are
that
we?
plan?
Where
With
are we
your
on that?
tiny Stuart Little
We
writing.
covered this section here.
How do you write so small?
Not any of this, or that.
Have you got like a special pen or something? How do you even get ink that thin?
What do you mean? It's just normal ink. Look.
Look how small
No,
it is.
I know what it is.
It's
I
like
know
a
what it is.
receipt.
You know Douglas in those butter adverts, in the Lurpak adverts.
Yeah.
He's got Mini Douglas is writing all the notes for
Are
Kevin.
you using a Beryl handwriting pen? Remember them stupid
I've got 3 lines per sentence line, if that makes sense.
No
No,
wonder you can't
Stuart
fucking see. Do you
Little
remember them
or
Beryl
Ratatouille?
handwriting pens? The red ones you used to write with a score that made your handwriting really shit.
Shall I tease for next week what we might cover if we get to it?
Yeah, might be in the
We
words.
might
Yeah.
not.
We might,
It's-
if we just tease now what we're doing next
there's a
week, if
guest.
they listen to about 5 weeks, they might actually listen to that.
Well, it's what are you doing, Drew?
What? I'm just saying there's a
What was
gap.
Face.
Oh, it was going to be. I was going to bring up 1994 as a subject and discuss that.
Oh, that was meant to be the last episode.
No, that was like
That was supposed to be the
80
first one of this.
80 something else. There was something else.
82?
It was 1998 we discussed in episode 28.
Oh, because I thought I read a message that said 1994 for like the other day.
That's what I
No, that
thought.
was like
So we're about 3 weeks behind our own schedule, which is
So
good.
I saw a post yesterday, I think it was, about Jim Carrey hitting it hard with Ace Ventura, The Mask, and Dumb and Dumber in 1994.
And liar.
No, those
No.
three. That wasn't 1994. Those 3 were 1 year, 1994
Busy bee,
released.
wasn't he?
So they're the 3 best films he's ever done. Like, if you don't take in serious stuff, like we're talking pure comedy,
Number
Well, no, they're
23, was it?
classics
Number
as well,
23?
Classic.
incredible. So I was going to bring up 1994, and that bit on the list. That's all the best films of 1994, including.
Yeah, no one can read that because no one like has
I
a
know.
midget writing for them.
But
It looks like an ant walks
There's
through
been
bloody ink.
discussions about the best grossing films and all that sort of stuff, because things like Shawshank Redemption came out that year, and do you know where it came in best grossing out of the
7th.
year? 98th.
What?
Yeah, but no one knew what it was.
Yeah, it's a grower. It's one of those. It's not a shower. It's a
It's a
grower.
slow burn.
Electric.
It's not a grower, it's a shower.
But I looked at 1994. There's so many bad films.
Yeah.
It's probably when I looked through, I was like, "This is the worst year in
95
films."
was legit. I think Blade and
What?
Toy Story were 95.
No. But then you get shit like True Lies, Shawshank Redemption.
But True Lies back in the day was good. Comparing it now is
True
bad.
Lies is amazing.
Back in the day was
Look at
good.
True Lies compared to the other films came out that year. True Lies is phenomenal.
Yeah.
What is True Drinking, by the way?
It's like Monster.
It does look like it, doesn't it? What is that?
Ah,
Brooklyn Brewery, yeah. There you go, shout
Brooklyn
out.
Brewers, bitches.
Oh.
Anyway, guys, my Pepsi Max.
Like, subscribe, and follow.
Do what James says. Even James doesn't do what he says.
This has been Rage Whale. Thanks for listening to Your Movie Podcast.